as humans and computers merge.
The electronics will be so small, and we will put computerized devices that are the size of blood cells inside our body to keep us healthy. A new biological virus comes out. These little nanobots could download new software to combat that new pathogen.
And so, immortality.
We'll get to a point 15 years from now where, according to my models, we'll be adding more than a year every year to your remaining life expectancy, where the sands of time are running in rather than running out, where your remaining life expectancy actually stretches out as time goes by.
Of course, as more time goes by, there will be more to remember. But Kurzweil says we'll have augmented brains to retain more of it.
That information defines your personality, your memories, your skills, and it really is information. And we ultimately will be able to capture that and actually recreate it. So then we'll back ourselves up. People 100 years from now will think it pretty amazing. People actually went through the day without backing up their mind file.
You mean back up your mind so that all the memories you had yesterday you'll have tomorrow?
It'll be there in case it gets damaged. So if you hit the proverbial bus and it damages part of your brain, you can recreate that.
And to make sure he's ready, in good shape for the tipping point, Ray Kurzweil has been following a rigorous health program for decades now, ever since being diagnosed with diabetes in his 30s.
Aging is not one process. There's many different things going on that cause us to age. I have a program that at least slows down each of these different processes. I'm constantly testing myself, hormone levels, and nutrient levels, and the usual things like cholesterol and C-reactive protein, and keeping things in what I consider to be optimal ranges.
His cholesterol, for example, has dropped from 280 to 100, thanks to a strict regimen of diet, exercise, statin drugs, and nutritional supplements. He takes about 150 pills a day. And then there are injections and IV drips for the more exotic substances.
I'll give you one example. In a baby, 90% of the cell membrane is made up of phosphatidylcholine. That substance is responsible for letting nutrients in, letting toxins out, keeping the cell supple. By the time you're 90 years old, the level of phosphatidylcholine you have will be less than 10% of what you had as a child.
So you're getting shots of this?
It's a IV. If you're aggressive, even baby boomers in their 60s can be in good shape when we get to these more powerful technologies. But you have to be aggressive. If you're oblivious to it, then it would be too late.
High-tech CEO Carl Bass, 55, is also part of Kurzweil's singularity crowd, but a tad less optimistic.
I feel like I just missed out.
Just missed out. That's how I feel. I'm 67, and I think, my gosh, if I had only been born 10, 15, 20 years later.
I feel exactly the same way you do. I've become more optimistic about what's possible, even if a little bit longing about what I may not get to enjoy.
But wait, are there no true skeptics in the high-tech universe? What about co-mapper of the human genome and recent creator of a supposedly new form of life, Craig Venter?
How old are you?
65. I wouldn't mind getting to 100.
Are you regretful that you're going to miss the moment of immortality?
I don't think we're going to ever get there. I know a little bit more about biological reality. What I've argued, if you want to be immortal, do something useful in your lifetime.
Craig Venter is a brilliant and very innovative person, but in this instance, he's not appreciating exponential growth. You have to really think about it and calculate it out because it's not intuitive.
In the end, though, if Ray Kurzweil is correct, a key question. Should the dead eventually disappear, how would the world cope with an impossibly large number of the living? By colonizing space is one common high-tech answer. And we'll be covering that if the NewsHour would want yet another story about the future. With one proviso, to paraphrase my beloved grandmother, we should live so long.